And hello, folk. I'm back again today because even though I dropped that one video today, something that I really wanted to kind of express today it's kind of centered around this verse that I've looked up, which is Philippians chapter 3, 13 and 14. It's one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and straining towards what is ahead. I press on towards the goal to win the prize for which God has called me heavenwards in Christ Jesus. And so in that, I feel like it can be extrapolated to a lot of life, not focusing on past glories or past mistakes or anything, and then just straining towards making your present the best it can be so that your future is the best it can be. And so in that, I've been blessed with a lovely girlfriend who I hope one day, sooner rather than later, to marry. And I've realized that in really one of the only times that I ever have any type of conflict is when I try and talk about things that are meaningless at this point, which is, basically the past. The past is unchangeable. It's concrete, set in stone. There's no going back in time. And all that there is to do is accept it, learn from it, and move on and make the present and the future better. And so, and that's something that, that's an advice that I kind of took from my brother Baba too, finally, after a third kind of discussion with my beloved about past events. Because once my brother Baba and I were asked a question, whether it was one of our soccer teammates or whatever, but we were asked, would you want to know every little detail about your girlfriend's past or your wife's past or not? And I said 100% that I would. I'd want to know every single thing, and Baba said that he wouldn't. And now in retrospect, and I think the reason why I've been having this kind of attitude, why I was having that attitude, because now I'm looking to kill the attitude and remove it from myself with God's sustenance, but was because I think I'm trying to be like God. I'm trying to be like God and knowing every little detail about a person. And at first I thought the pursuit was an honorable one, wanting to love someone, know everything about someone and still be able to love them. But although we come from God as human beings, God formed us in his image, we don't have God's capabilities. No one can love like God can. Humans are, I know myself, it's very conditional, and I mean, it would take some time for me to get used to whatever kind of information that I learned that I may not have really wanted to know, as I can tell from just past times that it's happened. But just ultimately, I'm just glad that I'm finally surrendering myself and humbling myself to something that Baba already knew, which was, we don't need to be worrying about the past at all. We don't need to care about the past at all. What we need to be focused on is the present and the future that we're building, the present that we're living in and the future that we're building. So, and I mean, it's already making myself at so much more peace. And that, I guess, really just is what the faith life does. When you surrender to what it's telling you to do, when you yield to what the advices are, it's inevitable that you can begin to enjoy life at levels never before conceivable. So, yeah, that is that. And yeah, I'll see you guys, God willing, and enjoy the rest of the day once again.